What has just happened is Porsche has decided it made an exact execution on sending out a notice to its other competitors in the market. And I'm talking about performance car competitors being Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Alpine. They don't really count. This was strategically done. And I gotta say, I kind of like it. All right? Porsche has definitely made a week-long statement of saying we are coming to Formula One. I mean, think about it. What, on the 16th, somewhere around then, they announced their trademark. Finally, our finale, which if it's finale, I gotta check that. Then shortly after that, the 2026 PU regulations come out. And then after that, it's the biggest shot across the bow. Porsche drops the 911 Gt3 Rs. Oh my gosh. This car is looking so sweet. Exhaust sounding so great. But there are things inside of this car, elements inside of this car that give the owner the possession of Formula One technology. This car is taking corners. This car is buttoning down to the track. This car comes with a roll cage. It comes with active aero. It is directing airflow away from the car, not to overheat the engine. And on top of that, the rear swan neck wing has a DRS system. Oh my gosh, this is out of this world, and by far a super duper punch on behalf of Porsche. So let's just talk about this just a little bit more. This car, out of all the other generations, definitely is the most aggressive looking car, okay? In my opinion. Some may say the previous generation, they like it better, in their opinion. I'd say if that's the case, you yourself are not aggressive, highly competitive, and want to be a beast on the track, because if that is what you want to do, including getting the Viking package, you get this generation of Porsche. This Porsche is coming, letting owners know and have, if you can afford to be on the list, and if you are actually on the list, although you can afford it, Formula One bred just ingenuity with inside the car. When you look at certain elements that are on the hood, where the coolant comes up through the radiator, those elements are directing airflow away from the car, not up and over the car. They want it outside. They want to push the air away. Where have we seen some of these elements and these bits that are in this hood in Formula One? You could take a close look at the W13 Mercedes just before the side pods, and even other cars, as they have elements there and bits directing airflow into the side pod to cool. We're talking about active aero that is located within inside of the bumper or the fascia of this car, that is there, again, helping to counterbalance the downforce of the rear wing so that you have a 70-30 ratio of downforce throughout the speed or curve that you are working for, or working in, or working on. Whatever you're doing, this car is trying to help you do it better. Then you come back, and I mean, there are more bits of aero in this car. You come back just on the side of the fender. The aero that is directing and letting airflow come in and out. And look on the side, on the top portion of this fender. This louver. Where have we seen these? Again, Formula One. The louvers that we see on the side pods, the Coke bottles, all this good stuff. Porsche has included it in this car. And they haven't included it in a way that it stands out strongly. You see this car and it looks like you don't want to park by it. You see this car, it looks like you might get attacked. I'm talking about aero on top of the roof of the car, still working to keep that air pushed away. We're talking about more vents on the rear of this car, but I'm telling you, the sweetest part to me that I have to absolutely love. No, I don't like to love anything that doesn't love me back. And since I can't have this Porsche, it doesn't have an opportunity to love me back. But I absolutely adore and like it, is the hydraulic DRS system on this rear wing. And I also like the fact that Porsche elevated the rear wing above the roof to be in air and elevation where it can take its most opportunity to give you that downforce, or You push that button on the steering wheel, you crack open that DRS swing like we've seen in many Grand Prix. When people want to overtake, they hit the DRS button, they're rolling down the straight, get more speed to the overtake. You are going to be able to do that if you have this Porsche. They didn't sacrifice anything. You don't only get the DRS, you still get the elevation, the wing change, the angle of attack to give you downforce or drag, to increase your drag. Porsche left nothing short of giving the people a bit of Formula One performance on the street. And this is why I say this is strategically planned, all in the same week. These things populate, develop, come out, and then boom! They drop this beautiful, designed, engineered, fire-breathing car up on us. And I gotta say, I do like it a lot. Now, there are some other things to think about. I know plenty of us might say, well, Porsche's pairing with Red Bull, and I don't like Red Bull. I can't hate you on that. I can't disagree with you on that. I, for one, am not too partial to Red Bull, but I respect the way that they conduct their very competitive business, although I don't respect their character. I'll say that. We know Red Bull powertrains are about as real as Peter Pan and the Lost Boys having a Thanksgiving dinner. It ain't much of nothing. If it was something, then Red Bull would be running Red Bull powertrains, and I don't think they're ever going to run a Red Bull powertrain because I don't think they have their hands on it. Right now, Honda is still helping them stay in position. Honda brought them into position, but in 2026, is Porsche going to be bringing them in position? For some time, I've been saying that there may be a dip, and I still believe there might be somewhat of a dip, somewhat of a slump in that changeover. But I don't know if that slump is as great as I once thought it was, given the fact that Porsche is very knowledgeable, very capable, and they have delivered on V6 power. Because that's what they're running in this GT4, the GT3. It's a V6 raw power, naturally aspirated, 400 to 500 brake horsepower, V6 kicking ass. Are we not running V6s in Formula One? Well, not us, but them. Yes, they are. How much of that experience, data, production will cross over to the grid to actually put Red Bull not only in contentions, but possibly out of reach? I mean, because when we think about it, we think about Ferrari, right? We think about Ferrari. Ferrari has some beautiful line of cars. I mean, the SP3, you could just keep going with the cars that they're doing. But I mean, Ferrari's a headache to deal with, and now Ferrari's been a headache on the grid. They can't even get out of their own way to compete. Then you come to Mercedes. Mercedes in the sports car division, the AMG series, it's something to be like. It's more luxury. They do have some that can be quite aggressive, but none to me as aggressive as the Gt3 911, especially this generation. You want to go to McLaren? Yeah, McLaren's out there. You can go get a McLaren, get the one you want. You don't have to buy 3 junk Ferraris to get the Ferrari that you came to get. McLaren can do something for you, but where has McLaren been of late? Not really there. So yeah, Red Bull's made a decision. They're going to partner up with Porsche. Can't hate that decision. As much as it might be trouble, there might be a lot of ground to cover going into 2023, 2024, and 2025. If any team can do it, though, in the competitive legal manner within means, that team would be Mercedes. Consistent, reliable. They have the resilience. They have the GOAT driver, and they have an up-and-coming driver in George Russell that is showing promise. So Porsche, I don't know what you're gonna do, but it looks like you're planning to do something pretty serious. And my hat goes off to you for this car that you have designed, that you have put, and you have released. And the timing, I'm gonna have to give you the Petty Award. That's your boy Jay from Wolfpack Performance. You know I'm gonna see y'all live. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Peace. Thanks for watching another episode of Wolfpack Performance. Don't forget to check out some of my other content on Formula One and motorsports topics. Like, share, subscribe, and we go live on the weekends. See you soon.